Marcus Stroman had some very, very interesting things to say. We're going to go over almost all of it. Do me a favor, if you love the Yankees and you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. So, Strowman is in camp now after missing the first few days. In his defense, he did not have to arrive until February 22nd, according to the CBA. So, it's not like he's late, but he should have been there day one. He was there to take his physical, but then he left. Now, Strowman is there. He took his physical. He left the first day. Pitchers and catchers reported. Today he showed up and he had some controversial things to say. Now, Strowman was approached if he could handle being a reliever. He said this.
Considering your pedigree, could you handle being a reliever?
I'm a starter.
So right now,
I'm a starter.
You're the sixth starter. So how do you handle that?
See how it plays out. I'm a starter.
You do not want to pitch the bullpen.
I won't pitch in the bullpen. I'm a starter.
So he said he was a starter like 5 times in that 16-second clip. But Strowman also said that he didn't feel the need to be in camp the last few days, given the situation.
You're right not to be here until the 22nd, but anything that you'd like to share about, why you chose not to be here the last 2 days?
No, you know what I mean? At this stage of my career, I put a priority on obviously getting my body ready. I don't think there was a need for me to be here in the last few days, given the climate. I talked to Boone. We had a great conversation. Everything's honestly perfect and seamless. And my relationship with the guys in the clubhouse hasn't changed. So, I feel great to be back, and I'm ready to roll.
Now when the media approached Strowman with, hey, how would you feel about pitching out of the bullpen in the postseason? This is what he said.
No. I'm just talking about being a starter of this role. Not at all. Those playoffs, there's different roles. That calls for different, for you to be in different circumstances. I was completely fine with that. But overall, I'm a starter. I've been doing this 10 plus years. And like I said, not many people do it at that level or can stay healthy at the level that I do to go out there and give 30 plus starts that I do pretty routinely.
So a little change of tune there by Strowman. Strowman also said this about remaining a Yankee.
Mark, how much do you want to remain a Yankee? You know what it's like to switch teams, and it gets a little awkward and tough.
I'm so grounded and calm, man. I truly flow through life with the grace now. It took a lot of work, but I'm good. I'm good wherever I may be. I love everybody in this clubhouse. Everybody knows that. You can ask my teammates the relationship I have with them. I think that's the best way to truly tell the character of a person is to go to the teammates and ask. I spend the most time with them inside that clubhouse. I spend the least time with people who are reporting on me right now, and that seems like a lot of the narrative and perspectives come from this group. So if you go in that clubhouse and ask anybody about me, like I said, feel free.
So listen, I have no doubt that his teammates like him, right? Listen, we don't know how he is in the clubhouse. Seems like an okay guy, right? It's just there's a lot of eyes in there. I'm a starting pitcher. I'm a starting pitcher. I'm a starting pitcher. I'm a starting pitcher. You're getting paid like you're a starting pitcher, totally, but last year, buddy, you didn't pitch all that great in the second half. We're going to go over that in a little bit, but this is what Aaron Boone said, and I really love how Boone responded to the Strowman fiasco. Now, Boone mentioned that they're getting him ready to be a starting pitcher, and you're going to have, like Boone mentioned, you're going to have 10 to 11 guys that are gearing up to be starting pitchers because you never know what's going to happen, and obviously Strowman is one of those guys. But then Boone also said that they do not see themselves going to a 6-man rotation. He doesn't see that being a thing. Never say never, Boone said, but he mentioned, hey, I don't see the Yankees doing that. So I'm seeing very interesting takes across the interwebs. And I want to know how you guys feel about this. Who's in the right, who's in the wrong? Listen, Strowman signed the contract that he signed, and he's a little frustrated because the Yankees have been shopping him all offseason and they couldn't move him because nobody else wanted him. Way too much money, and that vesting option scared everybody away. That's just a fact. So now the Yankees, which is a part of the business, trying to shop him, nobody wanted him. Okay, fine. He has to stay here. Now, you're the Yankees, you're going to have to deal with the backlash that comes along with it. Of course, the player's going to be a little pissed off. I don't blame him. I would be mad too. It's like, my gosh, I waited my whole damn life to be a New York Yankee, and now you want to shop me? Well, listen, Strowman, to be completely honest with you, there is a very good reason why they're looking to unload your contract. That second half of the season was pretty bad. The month of April had a pitch to a 3.6 ERA. It's fine. Month of May, 1.67 ERA. Tremendous. Month of June, 5 ERA. July, over 5. August, 4.5. September, over an 8. He did not pitch in the postseason once. That's why the Yankees are trying to unload you and are trying to find a new home for you. Because look at your attitude when the media approached you and with the question, hey, how do you feel about being a reliever? And you said you're a starter like 10 times. And listen, if that's how you view yourself, that's all well and good. And saying, oh, I start 30 games every year. Well, listen, I mean, last year they kind of yanked his butt out of the rotation, but he kind of deserved it because he wasn't he wasn't performing up to his contract, so he did deserve it. But he hasn't pitched, I think, in 30 games since 2021 with the Mets. Strowman has every right to be upset, but so do the Yankees too, because you're not performing up to your end. You're not performing up to what your contract says. You're getting paid $18 million. That's telling everybody that they expect you to be a solid option in that starting rotation. That's what it's telling everybody. And you weren't that second half of the season. You weren't that. You were pretty bad, Marcus. You were bad. So all the way around, I understand why the Yankees would shop him. I understand why Strowman would be upset. But to constantly say that I'm a starter. Strowman, you have at least 5 guys ahead of you to be that dead set. Because Strowman, what if you're not the best option? What if nobody goes down and you're not the best option to be the 5th or 4th starter? You're not going to, you won't show up? I mean, is Aaron Boone just going to cave and say, hey, he has to be my 5th starter, Clark Schmidt, you're in the bullpen? Like, is that what he's going to do? I hope he doesn't. He did that last year with Gleyber Torres. Gleyber didn't want to play third base, so he kept Gleyber at second and moved Jazz, who never played a professional inning over there at third base. Gleyber spent some time in the minor leagues playing over there at third base. He was going to take over third base in the minor leagues. I don't know if you guys knew that. He was going to take over third base up in the major leagues. That's what the plan was for Gleyber Torres, and then they moved him off to second base. The plan was for Gleyber to take over third base in the major leagues. It is what it is. But I hope that if Strowman, and listen, he may have a good spring, he may. But I just hope the Yankees stick to their guns and they do what's best for the team. And if Strowman has an issue with it, you're going to have to find a new home for him. You can't have that in your clubhouse. Somebody who's upset and disgruntled like that. I don't blame him. But then again, it's like, man, you were awful last year. You were awful. Awful. So you can't really be so shocked and be that offended that the Yankees were shopping you. That's just my opinion. Maybe it's wrong, but that's my opinion. I want to know what you guys have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.